BUHARI. History of Intermittent Fasting. In the 1940s, researchers conducted studies on mice in the lab and found that calorie restriction (CR) in the form of intermittent fasting appeared to increase the animals' lifespans. And these findings led to the development of intermittent fasting as a dietary strategy. Intermittent fasting is practiced by people of all faiths, including Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, as well as Hinduism, Judaism, and Taoism. And most major religions practice intermittent fasting to give the benefits to the physical and spiritual of their followers.
Next, intermittent fasting is a dietary regimen characterized by alternating periods of fasting and consumption. It is not a specific diet, but rather an eating schedule that emphasizes when you eat as opposed to what you consume. Intermittent fasting does not involve starvation, rather it involves drastically reducing calorie intakes for a brief period. The belief is that your body will become satisfied with a smaller portion and reducing your desire for unhealthy snack. The majority of common IF method component involve 16 hours or 24 hours of fasting. Thus, is to provide that you maintain a healthy diet.
For the concept of IF diet, number 1 is time-restricted feeding. The eating window will be restricted to a specific number of hours each day with time-restricted feeding. Number 2 is alternate day fasting. Alternating between days when you eat normally and days when you fast is known as alternate day fasting. You normally consume no more than 500 calories on days when you fast.
Periodic fasting involves any period of consecutive fasting of more than 24 hours, such as the 5-2 diet, where there are 1 or 2 fasting days per week to the more extreme version with several days of weeks of fasting. During the fasting, there is consumption of approximately 500 to 700 calories, or about 25% of regular daily calorie intake may be allowed instead of complete fasting. Extended fasts lasting multiple days or even weeks are generally more challenging and require careful consideration and monitoring. These prolonged fasting periods typically involve consuming minimal calories or no calories at all.
Next is food to eat while practicing this diet. While practicing this diet, we also can take food such as fruits like berries, blueberries, or raspberry. For protein, we can take fish, nuts, or also eggs. And the last one is vegetable. We also can take vegetables such as broccoli, potatoes, or cauliflower.
Next, I will explain on food to avoid while practicing the diet. Firstly, sugary and highly processed food such as soft drinks, cake, cookies, and also chocolate. Secondly, fried and greasy food such as fries, pizza, and cheeseburger. And lastly, refined carbohydrate. For example, white bread, pasta, pastries, and also white bread.
Next, scientific evidence of the diet. The Harvard Chan School of Public Health has given some of the scientific evidence of the diet sources from Harvard, which is a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains is associated with a lower risk of chronic disease such as heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and some types of cancer. And then, a diet high in processed food, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats is associated with an increased risk of chronic disease.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Hakimi bin Zainal Nazri. Today, I will talk about the social media that promoted the intermittent fasting. First, social media is Facebook. The title is IF Diet Malaysia. This group is aimed to encouraging more people to practice intermittent fasting. Second, this type of diet will give many benefits for people who want to reduce their body fat. Second social media is Twitter, which is IF Diet. This group is very useful to people who want to know about intermittent fasting. Second, it is because the owner of this group share about his experience about this type of diet. So next social media is Instagram. The Instagram account name is myfasting.diet. In this account, it tells us about the food recipe that people who want to start this intermittent diet. It also gives us an idea on what to cook when doing this diet.
Thank you, Arif. And now, as we know, one of the key benefits of intermittent fasting is potential for weight loss and improved metabolic health. Intermittent fasting may also have positive effect on brain health and cognitive function. Moreover, intermittent fasting has shown potential benefits beyond weight loss and brain health. Individuals with certain medical conditions such as diabetes or eating disorders should approve intermittent fasting with caution and consult with a healthcare professional before implementing it. However, further research is needed to better understand its long-term effect, and it is important to consider individual circumstances and consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new diet or fasting regimen. Thank you.